Hey everyone, it's Modern Day Trading again with some live examples from October 11th, 2016. So Yum just was gapped up and I'm kind of watching to see if it has some follow through to go back up. And right here it just started off open and shot down and bounced back up and looks like it's doing like a mini bull flag. So I bought in and I'm just giving it right to the whole number where I feel like it's tight out, but I feel like it should just break there and go. And you see that it stopped me out, but it went to the same low as the past wick. So I decided that my out wasn't the best and I'll be looking to get in again. So I got back in, giving it to the low of the wick this time instead of the whole number. And I'm going to give this trade one more try to see if it has some momentum follow through to push back up. So you can see that it's just pretty tight and consolidated around this whole number. So it has my interest now. And either way from here, it should be a good spot to move up or down. Hopefully up. Yeah, I'm still holding this base. And I'm looking to add in a little bit more size. I bought a little bit more, 100 shares more. I just missed the pop on. I just typed a different stock up, but I saw my P&L just shot up, so I'm glad this one worked. And it's pretty nice quick pop, so I'm selling into the strength immediately. I already got rid of around half my position, and I'm gonna see if it can break the highs. So there, it's breaking some highs. Looks pretty strong. Sold a little bit more, and it already came back from the highs. I'm just trailing little pieces out, but it looks like there's very little buying to keep it up there. So I'm glad I treated it like a scalp. At first I was hoping that there was going to be continuation high trend today. It doesn't seem like the case, so I got rid of most of the Yum, and I'm holding a little piece and trailed it. Alright, so right now I'm looking at Lumina. It's huge gap down, so I'm not really sure if it's too low or too high, but I'm going to be looking to follow the gap and try to short it when I see a good entry point. I kind of want to short it up there near the highs, but it's a little spready and I hesitated a little bit. There's a little bit of lag. Screen froze up. I had to re-enter, so that was a little hiccup. And Yum seems like I'm not moving any higher. It's probably gonna come back down. And Illumina did go down more from where I wanted to get in, but you saw how I got closed out first, so I didn't do it. But if it does pop back up around the area, I'm gonna look to short it. So I got a trade out of Yum. Overall, it was a pretty nice scalp. Made back more than I lost the first entry on Yum with the bad out. I'm going to speed the clip up a little faster this time. I just traded one share of the SPY just to test out, making sure everything was working because there's some kind of technical issues in the morning. Apple's waiting pretty strong. So Lumina's popping back up to the area where I wanted to get short, and I just shorted a small position. I don't really feel super confident in this Illumina trade because of this massive gap, and I don't really know how to trade those as well as I do a smaller gap like 4 or 5% as opposed to 10, 15, 20%. But I try to treat it the same as I would trade smaller gaps, but I just use less size, and thank God it just ripped me up. Got stopped out the highs. And Apple was pretty strong. It's a pretty huge move down, so I just bought 400 shares, and I'm hoping it holds the 118 whole number. and this is just a pullback from a pretty strong uptrend. It's been moving up and green for the past several days, and I'm hoping this continues. So I'm watching Apple with my stop right below the whole number, and I'm just testing to see if it can break through past this 20 cent and continue moving up. And my game plan is that if it does not break 20 cents and continues higher, I'll probably get out of it right around my price, because if it gets to my price, it will probably continue lower, and there's no reason to take a small loss if I can just take it for nothing. But I don't want to take the profits here, just in case it does shoot up and I take profits for a small gain. It would hurt more than if I just took it for a flat trade. Yep, so I got out right there. I think I made like 1 cent, nothing special. Didn't feel confident that it had the strength to go up, and it shot down. So I saved myself some money right there. It's a pretty strong move down. Alcoa started off the earnings this quarter, and it had a pretty bad miss. And I'm looking to short below this 48, because this 50 cent is holding right here. It's building a lot of stop orders and more tension. So if it can break this 50 cent, I already put my sell stop order to short below this. And areas like Alcoa, it's not really a huge mover, so I'm gonna look to get into a pretty big position and give it a tight out, and hopefully it's a nice bleed down without really giving me any issues back up. So Alcoa looks like it's about to break down from here. Have my orders already in at 0.48, because it broke 0.50 for a second and touched 0.49, and it could do that again, so I don't want to get 0.49s. It's holding off pretty strong. Sorry, I just got short 1,000 shares, and I'm putting my stop right 1 cent right above where it broke down from, and I'm hoping it holds and goes down. So I just got stopped out there. Took a bigger loss than I expected. Got some slippage on the upside. Yep. All right, my next trade, BMY. Yeah, I had pretty bad news yesterday and was gapped down a lot. And right now it's forming an ascending triangle, but I don't think it has enough buying for that to break and shoot forward. So I shorted it instead, and pretty much just calling a top right here. So I shorted BMY at 0.12, and my stop is at 0.16, which is right at that top of that triangle. And I was right in this situation. It was an ascending triangle, and I used to be the guy buying that, hoping for it to break up. But after trading for a little bit longer, I realized that ascending triangles can be a really good area to short on a weak stock that doesn't have enough people wanting to buy it, and therefore you can get pretty much call it top and risk very little and get 5, 10, 20 times more than what you're risking. And I'm just gonna set some profits on the way down. Hopefully it can go all the way to retest near the lows. But because I know how little I'm risking on this trade, I'm gonna make sure that I'll take profits. I think in this case I'm risking about 5 cents, maybe 6 cents max with 800 shares, so $50. And if I'm making $150, $200, I'm gonna be taking some profit. So here it is, the first little wick down, and I'm gonna cover into some of this weakness. it's looking good. One of the better trades for today. Probably should have even got more size than 800 shares because I was only risking 4 or 5 cents. And I was feeling pretty confident in this trade. So Lumina, I pretty much just covered all of BMY. This trade was a gift, and I took as much as I could from it. So this last 75 shares is just for making sure I don't have FOMO or anything, and just kind of tracking it. I use it more of trying to figure out if I should hold more next time for the future, depending on how this trade works out, or if it was good that I just took my profits. More of a learning from this last 75 shares than it is to make more money. So Lumina, I keep wanting to short this, thinking that it can fade more, because normally if this was a 5-10% gap, I would be trading this and shorting it right around here. I gave this a try and I shorted some Lumina, giving in roughly 1 point from my entry point. That's my out. And now this 50 cent is holding. So it's in about a 50 cent range now, which is really nothing for this stock. So my price is 137.80 and my stop is going to be 138.51, just 1 cent above that 138.50 area. And I added some more just because it's holding this first breakdown spot, even though it didn't really go down that much, and I got stopped out of it. I put 2 different outs for the size, added and gave it 2 separate outs as if it was 2 different trades, and I got stopped out of the other one too. So that was a pretty bad loss. I kept trying to short Illumina today, or wanting to, but here's my day pretty much. It's 10:30 and I made $60, so it's pretty much just a flat day. Gonna stop though. Thanks for watching, guys.